Today, we're talking about something that most of us feel every day. We're talking about stress. But before we continue, I want to invite you to get some clarity on your stress level. Find out your personal stress score by taking a 2-minute stress assessment quiz. I'll leave it in the description, and if you're moved to share the score with me, I'd love to know how you scored. So we're talking about stress, and you're probably wondering, Carmelle, what does sugar have to do with my stress levels? Well, believe it or not, the sugar that you have sitting in your pantry, in your refrigerator, in your meals, in your favorite snacks, they might have more to do with your stress levels than you probably ever thought. So if you've ever felt cranky, anxious, tired, or even just plain overwhelmed, and never considered that your food choices might have something to do with it, please watch. This episode is for you. In fact, call somebody else into the room and have them watch it with you. I'll give you a few seconds. Go and get them now. Hey, it's your girl, Carmelle Jean-Francois, owner and founder and CEO of CFit Coaching. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another installment of the Sugar Savvy Solution, acclimating the foodie in you to a life beyond sugar. Most people think that the added refined sugar that we find in our foods are just extra calories or leads to weight gain. But if you're an avid listener to the Sugar Savvy Solution, you know better. You know that sugar can lead to most of the chronic conditions from which we suffer as a culture. But come on, sugar adds to stress too? Sorry, I was just as shocked when I learned it too, and I didn't want it to be true. The fact of the matter is, sugar directly affects how our brain and our body handles stress. And here's the thing, it doesn't just make stress worse in the moment, it keeps you locked in a cycle that's super hard to break. Let's talk about how. So when you eat something high in sugar, like our cookies or ice cream, or drink the soda, and even so-called healthy foods like our granola bars, and even crackers, even the multigrain crackers, and even still, frozen and canned soups, all of those foods, when we eat them, we get a huge spike in our sugar. And we may feel good in the moment. We may even feel energized, but then comes the crash. And it takes a minute. So sometimes you can't even correlate that one thing led to another. But then your blood sugar drops quickly and your body actually goes into panic mode. In an effort to bring you some relief or to rescue you, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. That's actually when you start to feel shaky and irritable and anxious. And it's what some of us may even refer to as hangry, which is something I used to joke about, but it's not a laughing matter. It's not normal, and it's a sign that we need to be doing a little bit better with the way we eat and what we eat. But I digress. That shaky feeling, that irritability that you're feeling, the anxiousness that you're feeling, the hanger that you're feeling, that's literally your stress response being triggered by sugar. And that stress response is hardwired within us to protect us. But that hangry feeling has you reaching for anything, the nearest thing that you can help satisfy it. And that thing that you reach for is probably loaded with sugar. And so sadly, the cycle continues. Now, when this happens over and over and over again, your cortisol level, which is the body's main stress hormone, it's stuck in overdrive. And high cortisol levels make you more reactive, make you more emotionally triggered, and less able to handle normal everyday to day stresses than if your body wasn't being hijacked by sugar. So it's not just that sugar makes you crash, it actually rewires how your stress response works. Imagine living with the volume on your stress dial turned up all the time. It's jarring, and that's exactly what sugar does to the body. Another hidden way that sugar fuels stress is through inflammation. Now, we've spoken about inflammation before here on this channel, and if you don't remember, if you want a refresher or if you want to watch it for the first time, I'll put the link in the description. Now, just as a recap, remember when I said that when we take up too much sugar, the body actually goes into panic mode. It thinks it's in trouble, so it triggers the immune response. That immune response is what triggers the inflammation in the body and the brain. And high sugar intake, of course, it increases the inflammation. So when your brain is inflamed, it actually struggles to regulate our mood and our focus. And that inflammation also makes your body's stress response more sensitive. It's like your internal alarm system is set to go off at the smallest trigger. And that's why things that normally wouldn't bother you set you off or suddenly make you feel so overwhelmed when you're in a high sugar diet. And again, most of us don't even know enough about all of this to even make the connection. So we're not even aware. So now that you're aware, start looking and making those connections for yourself and for the people that you know and love. And let's not forget about sleep. When we're in a high sugar diet and we eat too much sugar, especially late at night, that sugar keeps us from getting into deep, restorative, restful sleep. And if you don't sleep well, your stress resilience the next day goes to shit. And again, suddenly, small problems feel like huge problems. And then the cycle continues. Sugar, stress, crash, inflammation, poor sleep, they all feed into each other. So here's the bottom line. Sugar may feel like a quick fix at that moment in time, but it actually keeps you trapped in that stress cycle. Imagine being on one of those amusement park roller coasters all day, every day, every day. And this roller coaster of blood sugar crashes, cortisol overload, inflammation, poor sleep. Sugar is not helping you cope. It's helping you become a ticking time bomb. But I do have good news. I promise. Once you start reducing the added refined sugars in your diet and you start focusing on whole foods and whole plant-based foods and focusing on making improvements to your overall lifestyle, your stress response will start to calm down. Your energy will even out. Your sleep will improve. You'll feel more in control and you'll feel it quickly. It's not something that's going to take months to feel. It can literally happen in days, but you have to do the work. So I really want to know if any of this made sense to you, if you made any type of connections for yourself or somebody that you know. If you did, I want to hear about it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this out to somebody that you feel that might need the support, because here at the Sugar Savvy Solution, I just want to make sure that we're savvy about our sugar. And if you're ready to break free from this crazy roller coaster cycle of sugar and design a lifestyle that actually reduces stress and reduces symptoms of chronic conditions, check out my coaching programs. I'll leave the link in the description notes. And again, get some clarity on your stress level by finding out your personal stress score. It's a 2-minute assessment quiz, and I'll leave the link in the description. I'd love to know what your score is, and maybe we can even chat about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao.